Hello everybody, this is Kelly at the Inky Gnome for MissInkStamps, and I am doing a fun slimline birthday card today using this Floral Wave stencil and the Tropical Bouquet stamp set, as well as a simple sentiment stamp for the birthday sentiment. I'm just putting this Floral Wave stencil at an angle to get the kind of coverage I want. I want it to be darkest in the middle and kind of fade out around it to cover part of the card and be kind of the background focal point for that stamped image that's cut out, so that can kind of pop out. This is a great stencil for pulling the focus. See how it really pulls your eye to the middle of that flower. There's also, this one has the flower centered right in the middle of the stencil. There's also a similar stencil that has it offset so that it's over to the side more, so that you can just automatically have it off to the side of a card front. And this is the Tropical Bouquet stamp, which is a really beautiful, different floral bouquet. There's some great big tropical leaves that I love on this one, as well as the birds of paradise flowers, which are really fun. I decided to color them mostly in the orange, different shades of orange. And if you look at, I looked at a bunch of pictures of birds of paradise while I was doing this, and saw that they really come in a lot of different shades. Some have really bright points of purple or blue in them along with the orange, and some are just more of different shades of orange color. So there's a lot that you could do with this. I'm just doing all of the leaves first, all of the greenery, and just starting with, I like to just start, I'm using a couple different types of alcohol markers to color this one, but you could color this with so many different things. I actually had a completely different idea to do with this when I started, and then decided to color it with markers, so I'll have to try that another time too. But I like to just use the lightest color first, and I just kind of fill in most of the area I'm using that color on, and then I pull in another shade or two darker. Some depending on how big, like those large leaves that are at the bottom, I could have used another color or two as well to get even more variant of color there. But I usually like to just use a lighter color it all in. Then I'll pull in a darker tone of that color and color around the bottom edges or wherever the shaded section would be, or details of that particular part of the stamp. I'll outline those with the darker color and then come back again with the light color that I used in the beginning, and just kind of pull that darker color out using the light marker. I like to just do little circular motions, kind of pulling it in to the image with the marker. But like I said, this is such a fun stamp to color, and you could color it with a lot of different things. I'm just getting all of those, the little bottoms of the birds of paradise flower with the green in there. I've been trying out a few different brands of alcohol markers to see what I like, because I used to have a large set of Copic markers, quite a few, that I lost, and I'm kind of playing around to see if I want to invest again in that. But I do love to color, but there's so many different ones out there right now that are fun. I used some of the tri-blend markers on this too, which I hadn't used yet, on some of the flowers on the bottom there or in the middle that I did with the light purple, which are really nice, especially if you're someone who's starting out coloring, because each marker comes with 3 shades. So it's very easy to just have that light, medium, and dark tone of the same color when you're coloring things like flowers like that. So that was actually really nice. I'm kind of loving those. They'd be great for if you like to travel a lot or things like that, where you bring things to color as something to keep you busy, because they'd be a lot easier to pack because they're kind of a 3-in-1 marker. So I'm just doing light shades of purple for the floral bunch in the middle there. And I just decided to keep those all the same color. Also, I mentioned the front panel with the stenciling is for a slimline card. So I just cut 8.5 by 11 sheet. I did a card base. The slimline ends up being 8.5 by 3.5. So I cut some white cardstock down to 7 and folded that for the card front. And then I made this panel to do the stenciling on, just in the 8.5 by 3.5. And after I'm done coloring, I will trim that down just a little bit so that it leaves a little bit of the base from the card front around the edges. And I had stamped this ahead of time and cut it out. I actually used my scan and cut to cut it out, but you could just fussy cut around it as well. I just wanted it to be the focal point in the middle of that stencil. I'm just finishing up getting all the purple in there. I just used a few different shades and then went back with the dark shade to do some of the little dots in the middle of the flowers. It's a great summer bouquet to use, spring or summer, because it's just got that great tropical feeling. Or vacation card, it would be beautiful for that too. So there you can see I just trimmed a little off the edge of that stenciled panel to leave a border around the edge. I also used the Simple Sentiments stamp set to stamp birthday wishes down in the corner there. I popped up the card front with foam tape, and I also put foam tape on the back of the stamped image to get it to pop out a little. And just put that right in the middle. I love how it turned out. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys have a great day.